Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah. So do you all see the screen? I have just shared the screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yesterday we were discussing about Search Console, correct? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
And we were yet to discuss a lot of other sections of the Search Console. We just covered a few of them. Do you all remember which all have we covered and discussed?
The canonical links, the issues,
Yeah. The various kinds
the
of issues
websites.
that we find on Google Search
Yes.
Console, right, under the pages section. So we have gone through the process of URL inspection. We were understanding keywords and what are the impressions pertaining to those keywords. You look at the impressions. Yeah. Look at the number of impressions a website is receiving. For CTR, you can track. You can select this and you can track CTR also. 1 second, everyone. Hello. Hello. Yes. Good morning. Yes. Oh, okay. I missed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think I missed. I was in a meeting, Nagraj. So let me. You send her number. I will give a call to her anytime. Even now I'm in a class. I'll give a call to her. Yeah. Send it to me on WhatsApp. Yeah. No, no. Send her number to me. I'll give a call in a while. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So you all understand this data right now. You have pretty clear. You are pretty clear about this data, right? Everyone. Everybody. You understand this data, right?
Yes.
Keywords, impressions, CTR, impressions, clicks, CTR, and average position. Right now, I have selected only these two. If you want to unselect this and select CTR, you can do that as well. You could see the CTR here. See, right? Right now, this is a sample data, and if you want access to a lot of all the complete data, you have to connect it with the Google Analytics, and Google Analytics displays all that information, and you can download it and you can process it. I guess some 15,000 keywords it was showing yesterday when we looked into it. Correct? Right? So this all we have discussed, right? So we discussed about the pages as well. So video pages, I don't think we discussed. We'll look into it now. So on your website, if there are any video pages, right? So any pages dedicated for videos, like how YouTube has dedicated pages for videos, if you have such pages, you get to see the video pages data. So it says 10 video indexed, no video indexed, sorry, not indexed, no video indexed, right? Why? Video is not the main content of the page. These videos are embedded on some other pages and they are not really a dedicated page for the video, and hence it has seen video on these pages but it not really index the video page indexing. Video is not the main content of the page, right? You just get to see the data or any issues pertaining to the videos if there are any video pages on your website. And then comes sitemaps. So we are going to understand or discuss all this. Is there any such sitemap that exists? Maybe that may not exist or exist and as errors. We'll look into it. Sitemaps, we are going to discuss this in the site level SEO in depth. You all remember, right, the four different types of or five different types of SEO: on page SEO, site level SEO, technical SEO, off page SEO, local SEO, correct? Everyone? So we have discussed about on page SEO and we are now discussing how to measure the outcome of your on page SEO, correct? Or in general the complete SEO. Did we discuss all the technical SEO as well? Have we discussed site level and technical SEO? No, right? Sorry? So if we haven't discussed, have we discussed technical SEO, site level SEO, off page SEO? We have, right?
Yes.
Okay, sitemaps, you all know the sitemaps then, correct? Okay, so this is the section where you submit your sitemaps. If you have developed a sitemap, you're going to submit them here. Same way, if Googlebot finds any issues with your sitemap, it's going to report it here. Okay. Now, this section is specifically about requesting Google to remove the indexed pages, right? So let's say there is a web page on your website, abc.com slash your name, and that is your profile on the website, and it's showing up on the Google to everyone, and you don't want that to be happening. And now you can quickly come submit that URL, right?
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, your voice is breaking.
voice is breaking.
Yes.
Is it breaking for everyone, or can you hear
No,
me
sir.
properly? No, it's
Yes, sir.
proper, right, for you.
It's breaking.
It's breaking even now.
Now it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So if you are looking for to remove any URL, see, I don't want to remove any URL pertaining to this website. In case if you want to remove the URL from the Google index, you can submit that here, and you can click on new request, and it will remove the URL from the Google index. Okay. So it shows all the submitted URLs for the removal here. You can see all of them here if you are submitting. So did you understand this? So for example, on your website, Learn and Try website, you don't want, let's say, yeah, you don't want this page to be shown on Google. See, now this will be shown on Google. If I do site colon, or if you even search for it, free courses forum, and even then it shows up. Even then this might show up on the Google, not necessarily in the first position, but somewhere 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th position. See, so it is showing up on Google, and if you want to remove that from the Google, if you want to remove it from the Google, you can submit that request here. Yeah, need to urgently remove content from Google search, copy paste that URL here, and click on new request. Yeah, remove this all URLs with this prefix, remove this URL only. Okay. Yeah. So Google Search Console also helps you to understand the page experience, the performance of your website. See, mobile, it says 145 sample URLs. It's providing the data of sample URLs, 175 sample URLs, and it's telling it needs they are all poor, and 49 URLs need improvement. Yeah. Let's see, need improvement first. What is the improvement that they are suggesting? LCP. We discussed in our previous classes. LCP is the largest content point. It's the largest element on your web page, and here we are measuring the time taken to load that largest content on your web page. On your web page, there could be 10 images. Of the 10 images, one image will be very big. On your web page is a combination of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, images, videos, text. So anything can be of large size on this page. And now the measure of that large component, the measure of the time taken to load the large component is LCP, largest content point, is 4 seconds. Ideally it has to be less than 2 seconds. Yeah, that is poor aspect. Need improvement. Some of the pages LCP issue longer than 2.5 seconds. It's not really 4 seconds for some pages. For some pages it is just 2 point higher than 2.5 seconds, and even in those cases they have given the sample URLs, example URLs, representative URL from each URL group in the table. So they are giving sample 2 URLs, and it indicates all the URLs pertaining to it will have the largest LCP. INP is next interaction point. INP is next interactive point. Is the time taken from one element to other element on the web page. From one section to other section of the web page. A web page has multiple sections longer than 200 milliseconds, which has to be less than 200 milliseconds. 208 milliseconds, and it has to be less than 200 milliseconds. Interaction to next point. So this way, Search Console also provides you data about the performance optimization as well. And where do you stand with your performance? Cumulative layout shift, it has to be 0.1 and it is 0.2, right? And hence 0.1 also it's showing need improvement. It has to 0.01. It has to be 0.01, not zero point 0.1. Cumulative layout shift is the time taken and shifting from one layout to another layout. From one section to another section, how is the load happening on the web page? Cumulative layout shift. Yeah. So, and based on all of this, you can core web vitals and page experience is the same thing, which is when you deep dive, it takes you to the core web vitals. Page experience is a top level brief of your web vitals, and when you click on it, these are core web vitals. Exploring through this are the core web vitals. So here it's telling if the URLs are all HTTPS or non-HTTPS, and if they're all HTTPS, so in case if they are not HTTPS and if it has issues, it would report it here. Okay. So Google prefers to index the HTTPS version of your website if you have both HTTP and HTTPS versions. So here you get access to the data. That's all. Okay. So if you have implemented any kind of schema on your website, you get to see them all here. Enhancements and here product snippets. So if it is a e-commerce website, let me see. Yeah. So there is a product schema implemented on all of these pages and it's showing the data of the same. Basically you get to see how many pages has product schema and how many pages doesn't have product schema, and if there are any issues with the schema that's implemented on your website. You get a thorough understanding here. If we could go through each of these things, look at this breadcrumbs. So you all remember we have discussed about the schema implementation, right? Breadcrumb and various kinds of schema. In case if there are any issues with your schema, you would get to see all of them here and suggestions of fixing it, right? And it also shows where is the problem, where is the error. Let's explore other things. If we have any issues with any of those schemas, you get to see them here. If there are no issues, you will see everything in green color. It's so if there are too many events published on your website, you would get to see various events here, and you'll also get to see the issues if there are any. You're all following me, right? Everyone? Hello? Can
Hello.
you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Screen, do you see the screen? No, right?
No.
Okay. Let me share. Everyone are there in the call, right?
Yes.
I don't know why internet is breaking. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, you get to see if there are any issues. If you get to see how many events. So you must have your website will have 10,000 web pages, and on every web page you must have put event schema. So, but then you are seeing only six here. So basically, this section is helping if bot is really able to see the schema implemented across your website or not, right? Not only that, in case if you had seen any issues, see right now, fortunately, we don't have any issues on the schemas implemented, event schema, and hence you don't see any issues. Otherwise, you'd have seen the issues with regard to schemas here. Okay, see, Search Console is a wonderful tool to understand what's happening with bot and your website, what kind of experience bot is going through with regard to your website, right? Are you all there? Following me?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if you are an SEO professional, it's super important for you to use this tool, and you have to go through this tool and its data every day without miss. That's how you become the best SEO professional. If you're not logging into it, if you're not looking into it, your learning is negligible, your learning is zero. You cannot become the right SEO professional. Okay. Right. So this way, whatsoever you have implemented on your website, FAQs, if you have implemented FAQs, bots would see those FAQs. One of it could be the reason of the problem. And now in the recent times, it's just half of it. You just learn or get to see the data pertaining to those schemas here. Okay, clear? Any questions? Clear? No questions? Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Security and manual actions. Okay, so in case if your website is manually penalized by your by the Google team, okay, you get to see that here, no issues detected. So if you are doing something that's against the Google norms, Google guidelines, and you would see Google takes stringent action on your website or reports that issue, reports that action performed or taken here, and you would get to see that here, right? We may have to discuss the various kinds of algorithms to understand this. See, Google has algorithm built to figure out if your content is all genuine or a worth content. They have an algorithm to figure out if the backlinks built to your website are good or not good. They have an algorithm to identify how many ads you serve on your website, or is it too spammy to the user. They have an algorithm to understand is your Google business listing really performing well, or it's spammed, or some issues there with your content, with your Google Maps or the local SEO. So there are different algorithms to understand each of these things, and if they found anything abnormal, right, they would take a manual action on your website and they report it all here. Got it? Understood, guys?
Yes.
So security issues. So sometimes these hackers might put a malware on your system. Hackers might install some random scripts on your system, right? Which might lead to a problem, which might steal the customer's data, right? In all those situations, you will see that information here, security issues. right now there is nothing as such seen here, right? You all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, next is legacy tools and reports. Right, Google has multiple tools, right? And they're sending you to that platform or section through this link. Yeah, let's go through this one by one. You'll get an idea. Reports at glance. An overview of Search Console's reports and tools. Here is summary of current Search Console reports and a few older but useful reports and tools. Overview page shows a summary of your properties, health, including any manual actions. Overview page. We are on that. URL inspection tool. We have seen performance report, page indexing report, video page indexing report, sitemaps report, removal tool, crawl stats, crawl stats, crawl stats under the settings, the crawl stats. So these all are the sections that we see here. They are just providing the explanation around the same. AMP is accelerated mobile pages. So let me AMP, right? AMP is accelerated mobile pages. AMP pages with these issues are valued but are either missing advanced AMP pages, not using best practices, or might become invalid in the future. There is a lot more about the AMP. This is mainly for website developers. So if there are any issues with these kinds of versions of the web pages, specially created for the mobiles, those will be reported under this AMP section. Under the AMP section, you see here under enhancements, if AMP is implemented, it shows up here. Otherwise, it doesn't show up. And there are no issues. Everything looks in green. Vinay, this is also there. Which result status? We have seen it here. Which results? Yeah, basically whatever you see to the left side is providing explanation as well. If you ever would like to go through the explanation about each of these sections, you can click on learn more and you can explore. Yeah. So now we'll discuss this links part, right? So we all know that if to improve crawl rate and crawl frequency of the website, you will be also building the backlinks to your website, correct? So you get to see all the data here. See, there are this contradigital.com. 298, 97 websites are linking to candradigital.com, and you can see from which all websites you have the links. relishindian.co.uk. Oh, sorry, this is Candrafoods, yeah. From this website, you have links to Kandra Foods also. So that's a do follow backlink. So you can download this data and you basically get to see from which all websites to which all pages you have backlinks, right? So you get to see from which all pages you have links. You can download this data and you can explore this, understand this, yeah. And now using what kind of keyword this links are provided from this website. So you can see the data. Top linking text. Buy is the top linking text. Cantra Foods brand is the top linking text, and this is something Go Health. Cantra Foods. You can see more. These are the different texts used to provide backlinks to your website. Basically, this section is helping you to understand the domains from which you have got the links, the text used in building the links to your website, and to which pages you have got the links. This is the section to which all pages you have got the links. Obviously, to the home page you will have maximum number of links, and then you have links to this. See, look at this. There's so many pages which has got links. There are 149 pages for which there are links built. Anybody has questions here? Anybody has questions here?
No, sir.
Now, internal links are the links built to this page from within the website. From within the website, from about us, there will be a link to home page. This is home page, right? .com and .com. From contact us page, there will be a link. From privacy policy, there will be a link. See, every page will have links from within the website. Not really every page will have until unless you have proper internal linking strategy. So this section is helping you which page of your website has most number of internal links within the website. Masala powders. Maybe this must, since it has more number of internal links, it must be getting crawled quite often, and it would have given a push to rank this keyword on Google. We don't know, let's see. So it's showing up here. Yeah, so you can click on this and you get to see how many URLs are linked internally. So your website might have 10,000 URLs, but as we discussed from the section 1, Google Search Console always gives you the sample data. It's not going to provide you the full data, right? So there are multiple ways to get the full data. One is there is something called as big data and Google Data Studio. Some of these platforms or tools which we'll be discussing in the upcoming classes, and those tools will help to pull out full data. If not, if you don't get backlink data, you may have to use third-party tools like Majestic, Ahrefs, right? And couple of other tools which are going to give the information about the, see, even the top linking sites, you will get only sample data. But since your sample data is less than 1000, you are getting complete data. So if you had built links from 10,000 websites, definitely this interface would have not shown you all the 10,000 websites. Correct? It is showing you only 297 because that's less data. Clear? Everybody clear this section?
Yes, sir.
Next comes the settings section of the search console. Use this section if you have to provide access to other people for this account. To install the codes, understand what kind of tracking pixels are there, whether it is linked with analytics or not, right? So you can handle some of them from this section. Users and permission. To whom all the user access, the access has to be provided for Google Search Console. You can provide access to other people from this section. So associations, which all accounts are linked, it's currently linked with Google Ads account and Google Analytics account to exchange data between these platforms. Change of address, if you're changing website abc to xyz.com, you can change it here as well. So where all the abc data, history or credibility will be transferred to xyz, right? This option or the feature will be used when you are changing your domain name completely. Change of address. So basically this section automatically export performance data to BigQuery. I was telling you sometime back there is something called as BigQuery. About bulk data export of Search Console data to BigQuery. Schedule a daily export of your Search Console performance data to BigQuery, where you can run complex queries over your data, export it to an external storage device. Using the bulk data export feature, you will send all the performance data available to Search Console for your property with the exception of anonymized queries. So, BigQuery is another tool or application of the software, a cloud storage with cloud storage from Google. Start free. BigQuery is a fully managed enterprise data warehouse that helps you manage and analyze your data with built-in features like machine learning, geospatial analysis, and business intelligence. BigQuery's serverless architecture lets you use supports continuous data updates. BigQuery's scalable distributed analysis engine lets you query terabytes in seconds and petabytes in minutes. BigQuery's architecture consists of two parts: a strong layer that ingests, stores, and optimizes data, and a compute layer that provides an ingest layer. Two parts: a storage layer, and compute layer. Storage layer that ingests, stores, and optimizes data, and a compute layer that provides analytics capabilities, the reports or dashboard. This compute and storage layers efficiently operate independently of each other thanks to Google's petabit scale network that enables the necessary communication between them. Legacy databases usually have to share resources for read or write operations and analytical operations. This can result in resource conflicts and can slow queries while data is written to or read from storage. Shared resource pools can become further strained when resources are required for database management as such as assigning or revoking permissions. BigQuery's separation of compute and storage layers lets each layer dynamically allot resource without impacting the performance or availability of the other. storage, highly scalable compute. Okay, BigQuery, there's a lot to learn about this. We'll discuss this in another class. For today, we'll finish off other sections of this thing. Yeah. So robots.txt, you get to see the file. If any file is created, here is the file, and if there are any issues with this, you get to see those issues as well here. You all remember what robots.txt is? And this crawl stats is the most important data of your websites. So look at this. This section indicates total crawl requests, the number of pages crawled by bots. From June 21, the number of pages crawled by bot is comparatively good. So here it was always 2500 and here it is 10,500, 11,000, and time taken also has increased 2200, 3000 milliseconds. Average response time is the response taken is the response of your website for every request from the Google bot. So your server response time is the time taken by your server to respond to any request coming from Google bot. Google bot is visiting your website to crawl and to serve that request. Bot is taking 2000 milliseconds, which is equal to 2 seconds. 2000 milliseconds is nothing but 2 seconds. So ideally, it's suggested to be at 200 milliseconds and not beyond that. That is zero point 0.2 second. The request should not take so much time, but here it's taking a lot of time. So total crawl requests indicates the number of pages crawled by bot during its visit. So higher the number, better it is. You see, it's from 2000, it has gone to 10,000, 11,000, which is indicating that your bot during its visit is crawling more number of web pages on your website, which is actually good. Which is actually good. And how many bytes of data is it downloading? And when obviously when it crawls more number of pages, there will be a proportionate improvement or growth in the bytes of data downloaded as well, right? So pertaining to your web page, you think your web page is small, your web page is 1 MB, but look at the bytes of data Googlebot has downloaded from your server to its server. Pertaining to those 10,000 or 11,000 or 9,000 or 2,000 web pages, whatever it has crawled. Okay, and obviously this has to be higher better, this has to be lower better. It's suggested to keep less than 500 milliseconds, so which is around 3000 or 2000 milliseconds, which is very bad, and this needs an optimization. If you look at this for other websites, maybe you see it to be very good. See, 210 milliseconds. 210 milliseconds indicates the server is pretty fast, the server is responding quick. The RAM or the CPU allocated on the server is also super good. The content is all optimized properly. And hence the response time is very quick. Okay. Yeah. Here you get to see the responses. Here the responses, right? Average response time is taken is 2000 milliseconds. And what kind of requests bot has received is 285%, 301 7%, 404 6%. By file type, HTML request 77%, JSON 4%, image 2%, JavaScript 1%, CSS less than 1%. These are mostly the data or information for the website developers. You can ignore this. This is important for digital marketers to understand. Mode permanently 301 URLs. So you have to bring this down, reduce all of this as much possible. 100% you have to make sure as much possible it has to be OK 200, not any other status code. This all would impact on the performance. By purpose, refresh discovery. So bot is refreshing the pages that it has seen, and every time it's discovering only 9 percentage of the new web pages, and mostly 91 percentages it's the same set of pages it's seeing again and again. 9 percentage is the only every time it finds new. So these are the different kinds of Google bot type. By Google bot type, smartphone bot, desktop bot, page resource load, image bot, ads bot. These are the different kinds of bots visiting your website. And smartphone bot has increased in the recent times, which is you could see it in the graph. Anybody has questions? Everyone? No questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So we'll continue in the next class the other topics or discussions. Okay, we'll wind it up for today if no one has questions. So, Google Search Console is very, very important for SEO professionals. You have to sign up an account, you have to read the data, understand that. Yeah.